guys, welcome to another Cricut craft tutorial. If you are into crafting, make sure you subscribe to my channel because I put out new videos all the time. And make sure you hit that bell icon, that will let you know when I post a new video. So today we are going to learn how to make these super adorable, super fun, really easy, and very popular Santa cam ornaments. So let's get over to Design Space and get started. Let's get started in Design Space, and I'm going to show you guys how simple and easy this is to make for yourself so you don't have to waste any of your money. We're just going to need a few circles, so let's go ahead and just start with those. We're going to need one for the bulb, one for the outside of the camera, one for the lens of the camera, one for the little white reflection, and one for our red recording dot. I like to just start off with all of my circles, be done with it, and not have to worry. So let's just go ahead and shoot these ones over here in the corner. So we know that we have about 2 inches to work with because I measured the bulb. So I just like to take this down to 2 inches. And I'm going to make my screen bigger so that you guys can see this. And to do that, all you do is hold Control on your keyboard. You can either use the plus button on your keyboard or the scrolly ball on your mouse. It's a fun little trick. So we're going to go ahead and turn this one black because this is our black bulb. You can leave it the regular color, change it the color of your bulb, however you want to do it. I just do this so that I can get a better idea of how my design is going to look. The outside of our lens is going to be gray, so we're going to go ahead and use the gray. And I'm just going to place that right in the center of our bulb. Might need to go a little bit bigger. This is going to be just kind of you guys figuring out how big you want to make it. There's no real answer to how big it needs to be. This one is going to be black, so let's change the color. And you just do that in your layers panel, click it, and choose your color. And I'm going to reduce this one's size quite a bit because he's going to be the center. And you see how he goes behind the other ones? If you have this issue, super easy to fix. Right click, move to front. And he will sit right in front of all of your designs. So I want to make him so there's just a little bit of a rim around it so that you can see that that's supposed to be a camera lens. And then this one will be white. And this is just to give your design a little bit of dimension. And we're going to just go ahead and make this one much smaller. And again, you see how this one goes behind everything? I find we have this issue sometimes, especially when you make circles just sort of randomly. So again, just move it to front, make it small, and then just sort of place it wherever you want to put your reflection. And then this one will be red because this is our record button. Just going to choose Very Berry. It just gives me an idea of the look I'm going for. And for this, you do want to make a fairly small dot. And then there's your record. So we're going to add our text. Super easy to do. Open a text box, and I'll start with the word Santa. I'm going to use a font called Black Butter, which I used previously, so it's already up. But I'll show you guys, just so in case you don't know, how to select your fonts. Up here, select your word, and up here in the upper left-hand corner, you'll see where it says Font, and you select your font from here. You have All, which is every font, System Fonts, which are just the ones that are downloaded onto your computer, which could be ones that were previously there or ones from some of your websites like defont.com, 1001 Fonts, those types of places, and then your Cricut fonts. You'll have some of these if you have access, and if not, you would have to buy them. I don't have access. I don't really use them. But I chose Black Butter. It's a really cute font. It's really fun for things that are kids' crafts. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to make my word white because I think it'll stand out really nicely on our ornament. Now, I don't like it straight. It looks kind of plain and boring. So let's go ahead and use our curve option. All we're going to do is just take our word and just curve it. And you'll see it's going to curve. And you just curve it to where you want it. Now, I think my letters are spaced out kind of big. So I'm going to read letter space, which is just up here right at the top under letter spacing. You just go ahead and click that. And it will reduce your letter spacing. And you can change the size of your font however you want. Now, I feel like my N is kind of spaced weird. I don't like it. So we're going to ungroup it. Just so I can move that N over. I just don't like how close it is to the A. So you just grab your N and just scoot it over. And I think it looks a lot better this way. The next word we're going to do is the word cam. Very easy. You could use camera, you can use whatever you want, but I'm going to use cam. we're going to do the same thing. We're going to turn it white. We are going to put it on top of our ornament to reduce its size. It just gives me a better idea of how big I need to go. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I want to curve my font on this one. But this one we're going to curve the opposite way, so you're going to pull it to the left instead of to the right. And you'll notice as you curve, it does seem to take a minute for it to actually start showing you your curve. Now again, we need to change our letter spacing because it's really awkward in this font when you curve, and it's probably awkward in a lot of fonts. So just note that when you're doing these, just look at your letter spacing. And the other thing with this, I'm going to point out, because this is a capital letter, it makes the curve look a little bit funny. So I'm just going to curve my word by myself a little bit more, just so that it doesn't look quite as awkward. So we have everything sized and ready to cut, but we don't need this big black circle. It's just a template, so we can get rid of it. And the one thing I want to make sure that you guys note is that it's going to cut these out of order if you don't attach them. So I'm going to attach the word cam to itself. And then I'm going to take Santa and do that one. So in order to do Santa, because remember we had to ungroup it, we're going to select each one by clicking a letter, holding Control, and clicking each letter in the word Santa. And we're going to attach. Now you will see people tell you that you should weld them, and please do not weld. Weld is only if you're removing cut lines. You do use it if you're using a script font. You do use it if you are combining two shapes to make another shape. You do not use it in a project to keep things where they are placed. So we're going to go ahead and click Make It. And I'm going to show you just what it's going to bring up. We have our white, the gray, the black, and the red. These are perfect for scraps because you can see they're very, very small. So if you're using a scrap like for your white that maybe is a different shape, I just want to show you that you can move your project around. You just click on whatever piece you want to move, and you just move it on your mat, on your screen. So if you wanted to save a little bit of vinyl, if you just had maybe a small square and it wasn't a long piece, you could easily cut it just like this. So let's go ahead, click Continue. And I want to show you a trick, because with this, I'm going to use a custom material because it is such a small print. We're going to go ahead and browse all materials, and we want to use the washi sheet setting. So I'm just going to click on search washi, which is spelled W-A-S-H-I, just like it sounds. And we're going to select washi sheet. Click Done, and you'll see here that you actually can change your pressure. Just leave it on default pressure. You don't need to change that. It's fine. You'll see that it tells you all of your things you need to load. And then you just load your mat, cut it, and you're good to go. So let me get this cut out and weeded, and I'm going to show you guys how you can apply it. All right, you guys, so I've weeded it, and we're just using this glass black ornament. Remember, you can do this on plastic ones too. It works just fine. Either way. So the first thing that I'm going to do is actually lay down my word Santa. I like to start from the top of my designs and then work my way down. So I'm just going to use, for this one, I'm just going to use some cheap contact paper from the Dollar Tree. Put my little contact paper on top of my word. And remember, we just used scraps, so it's like I didn't really care if I cut them kind of in an awkward way because it's just scraps. So I'm just going to press it with my squeegee, and hopefully it will stick just fine. It's cooled down a lot here in Ohio, so most of my vinyl seems to be like behaving itself again. The A doesn't want to stick. But yeah, I do notice that, and I don't know if you guys do, but if you do, let me know. When it gets hot or like humid, I notice that my vinyl doesn't want to stick to my transfer tape for anything. It's terrible. So I don't know what causes that, but I really do believe that the weather seems to have a pretty good hold on what my vinyl decides it wants to do that day. It's kind of like frustrating in the summer when I'm trying to do things and nothing will stick. And like I know with these tiny letters, it's like a lot harder. So I try to just kind of bend my transfer tape away. So here's my ornament. So I'm just going to actually use my squeegee to hold my ornament, and sometimes, like especially if I have it where like the bulb top is, I may just use this to stabilize. So I just use that to kind of stabilize it, oops, except when my hand slips. And I look at my ornament and I try to figure out where I want to place my vinyl so that my letters and my like little lens will look good. So all you do is just place your vinyl, and it should stick pretty well. I did clean this with alcohol pre, doing anything. I do recommend that with all of your projects, to pre-clean them with alcohol. And there we go. There is the word Santa. Super easy. So the next thing that we're going to do is actually layer our lens. And I'm going to layer my lens before I place it on my project. You know what? I'm going to take that back. I'm not going to do that. I was thinking I would do that, but I think I've changed my mind. I'm not going to do that. And because this is like a big solid piece, I'm not even going to press that one. I just am peeling my backing off from my ornament, or from my vinyl. Now, again, remember, this is kind of a round piece, so it may not lay great, so you're just going to have to work at it. And I do recommend, if you're going to do a piece like this where you know that it's going to lay a little bit funny, start in the center, work your way out, and then you can remove your transfer tape. It may help you get it to lay a little flatter, because you can see a little bit better where it may have a little edge piece. But I always start in the center, just work my way out, and spiral it around. So now we have our center. So let's get our black piece, because that's going to be the middle part. And again, I'm not really going to press it onto my transfer tape very hard. I just don't need to. And then you're going to lay your black right on top of your gray. Now this one you do want to try to make sure you have it centered on your gray. And this is just a matter of, just kind of eyeballing it and seeing where it needs to sit. So this is not the easiest thing. As you can see, you do have to kind of struggle a little bit if you don't have something to hold your ornament. Now I have an ornament holder idea that I'm going to see if it'll work. And then if it does, we are going to post it as a tutorial on this channel, because I think it'd be really super helpful. So this is what we have so far. Pretty simple, pretty easy. And we're just going to lay that back down, because now we just need our little white dot. So again, we're not really going to press it too hard. We're just going to easily peel it off of the backing and just barely stick it to our transfer tape. And this guy is just a personal preference wherever you want to lay him on your vinyl. So I just laid him kind of in the corner. And then you just need your little red dot. So we'll get the little red dot. And again, remember, super easy little piece. And again, this guy just kind of goes wherever you think he'll look good. So this is what we have so far. He's looking pretty good. I will tell you that occasionally, and this one's doing it a little bit, my vinyl is wanting to peel on the edges of that gray piece. I don't understand what causes it, because it doesn't do it to all my ornaments. It just does it every once in a while. So sometimes you just need to let them sit and cure. And sometimes you can just use, you can lay your ornament down and make sure that this piece is pressed into its holder, and then it'll help it cure while it's stuck on. But I don't know why it does it. And I've seen a few people ask about it, and I have yet to figure out what's causing it or why it does it. But it's not on every ornament, it's only on some, so I have yet to figure out the answer. So then you just lay your word cam down wherever you want to put it. Press her on. And you guys, we're done. Look at how easy that was, and look at how cute it is. Super fun, super easy, really cute. These are perfect for craft fairs. They sell really well. A lot of people ask what I charge for these. I mean, you saw how simple this was. These sell really well in my area at $5 a piece. If they are glittered, I will typically do them for $6. But it just depends. Most of the time, I just stick with the $5, especially at craft fairs. Pretty much everybody's got a $5 bill, and they're definitely willing to spend that on these really super cute ornaments. If you guys have any questions, please let me know down below. I'm always happy to answer those for you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, because I do put out new videos all the time. Hit the bell icon, because that'll alert you to when I post a new video. And I hope you guys had a really fun time learning how to make this craft. Have a great day!